I don't think Manchester United fans are ready for this version of Benjamin Sesko. I'm serious. Look at him right now. Broader shoulders, bigger arms, more muscle than I've ever seen on him. And he hasn't even played a competitive minute yet this season. This is a striker who was already starting to click at Old Trafford before he got hurt. Now he's back. He looks like a different human being. And honestly, that should terrify every defender in the Premier League. So let's talk about why. Back in May, Šeško picked up a shin injury in that dramatic win over Liverpool. It cost him the last 3 games of the season. And instead of rushing him back for meaningless pre-season friendlies against Wrexham and Rosenborg, United held him out completely, no risks. The plan all along has been to bring him back against Atletico Madrid in Stockholm, then possibly start him against PSG in Gothenburg. 2 proper European defences used as a fitness test before the real season even begins. But while he's been out, the internet's been losing its mind over one thing: his body. Photos of him training have gone viral. Diogo Dalot straight up compared him to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And look, that's funny, but it's also sparked a genuine debate. Some people are worried he's bulked up too much, that a striker needs to stay light and sharp, not heavy and slow. Fair concern. Strikers have ruined themselves chasing muscle before. But here's the thing. This isn't some guy going rogue in a gym on his own. Every gram of that muscle has been monitored by United's medical staff, their nutritionists, their fitness coaches. Nothing about it is an accident. And when you think about what the Premier League actually demands from a striker, muscle isn't the enemy, it's the requirement. You cannot survive in England if you can't hold off a centre-back who's trying to bully you off the ball for 90 minutes. Šeško bulking up isn't him losing his edge. It's him adapting to the toughest league on the planet. And actually, we already saw this adaptation happening before the injury even hit. Remember the Sunderland game?
Throw in from Diogo Dalot, flicked on, turned home!
2-0 win. And it wasn't just the goal, though that goal scorer's instinct, the anticipation, the movement to nick that tap-in, that was pure centre-forward stuff. It was everything else too, his link-up play, his hold-up play, his work off the ball. That performance was basically a preview of exactly what United signed him for. Think back to why United wanted him in the first place. Aerial ability, real aerial ability, not the pretend version we'd been getting from Haaland and Xerxes. Šeško's aerial numbers were genuinely outstanding coming into the league. And even with a tougher, more physical adjustment period, he was already winning more aerial duels per 90 than either of them managed all last season. That doesn't sound flashy, I know. But you have to remember what United's attack looked like before him. Ball goes long from the goalkeeper, bounces straight off the striker's head, comes straight back at the defence. That was United's long ball game. Embarrassing. Šeško changed that overnight. Suddenly the long ball isn't a panic option anymore, it's a weapon. He wins the flick on, he holds the ball up, and even when he doesn't win it clean, his presence alone drags defenders out of position. There was a sequence against Sunderland where he went up for a flick on, didn't even get a clean touch on it, and the ball just sailed straight over the centre-back's head instead. And Cunha ended up through on goal 1-on-1. Šeško didn't even need to win that duel. Just being there was enough to break the defence. And then there's the work rate. This is the part I actually love the most. United have had passengers up front for years, players who jog around and hope the game comes to them. Šeško isn't built like that. He comes straight out of the Red Bull system, and that relentless pressing mentality is baked into him. Against Sunderland, Bruno tried to find him in the box. The pass didn't land clean, and instead of the move just dying there like it always used to at United, Šeško chased it down, muscled the defender off it, and kept the move alive inside the box. That's the kind of moment that used to just be a turnover for United. Now it's a second chance. Now zoom out and look at the numbers, because this is where it gets genuinely scary. Last season, Šeško averaged 0.51 non-penalty expected goals per 90 minutes. Among every Premier League player who played at least 1,500 minutes, only one player was ahead of him: Erling Haaland. That's it. That's the whole list. That stat isn't about luck or finishing streaks. It's about where he positions himself, how he reads where the ball is going to end up, and how consistently he puts himself in the most dangerous spot on the pitch. Very few young forwards have that instinct this early. And it wasn't just about goals either. Šeško finished last season with 12 goals in 32 appearances, 11 of those in the league, and along the way he became more than a finisher. He pressed high, he made smart runs to stretch defences, he created space for the players around him. That whole package improvement was a real part of why United finished third in the league. No wonder Barcelona reportedly identified him as a long-term option to eventually replace Lewandowski. United shut that down immediately. He's not for sale, he's the cornerstone. And maybe the most impressive thing about Šeško isn't even on the pitch. When he got hurt at the worst possible moment last season, He didn't sulk, he didn't complain, he just went to work. Months of rehab, quietly rebuilding himself, and now he's walking back into Carrington looking like a completely different physical specimen with the same instincts that already made him one of the most efficient strikers in the league. And there's one more thing worth mentioning before we get to the big picture, because it tells you a lot about the season ahead. Liverpool, that fixture is genuinely one of the most interesting tactical puzzles for Šeško this year. Liverpool press high, especially at Anfield, and the obvious plan for United is more long balls up to their big striker. Except it's not that simple, because Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate have both been among the best in the league for aerial duels won. Just launching it long and hoping Šeško wins every header could actually backfire, with United stuck under pressure for 90 minutes instead of relieving it. So the more interesting option is moving him wide, onto one of the fullbacks, away from Van Dijk completely. That opens up the middle for a runner like Brian Mbeumo or Matheus Cunha to either dart in behind or drop deep and drag defenders out of position. It also sets up something specific. Šeško arriving at the back post to meet crosses, going up against a fullback instead of two elite centre-backs. And it creates space centrally for someone with genuine dribbling quality to run straight at a Liverpool defence that can, at times, be guilty of backing off rather than engaging. That's exactly the kind of matchup problem United haven't been able to create in years, and it only exists because Šeško gives them a genuine profile to build around. So here's where we are. A striker who was already flirting with Haaland-level efficiency last season. A striker who's now added serious muscle specifically to survive the most physical league in the world. A striker Michael Carrick is building his entire attacking structure around, as the outlet, the link, the focal point that brings everyone else into play. United open the new season at Old Trafford against Hull City, and if this version of Šeško turns up the way pre-season suggests he might, I genuinely think defences are in trouble. I said it at the start, and I'll say it again. This version of Benjamin Sesko is too scary. Let's see if he backs it up. If this video helped you see Šeško in a new light, drop a like. It costs nothing, and it really does help push this out to more United fans. And if you're new here, subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of breakdown I do every single week. Appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.